Congratulations to Data Science Nigeria on your 5th birthday, or should I say the 5th anniversary. Data Science Nigeria has certainly come a long way. I just want to say also congratulations on behalf of the Machine Intelligence Institute of Africa, also on behalf of South Africans here. I think it's a fantastic example that Data Science Nigeria has been setting for us on the African continent for 5 years. And Bayo and Nkambi, under your inspirational leadership, your passion and drive, it's been fantastic. It was wonderful to also not only catch up with you in Lagos, but also here in South Africa on various events. I just want to say also the vision of Data Science Nigeria to build a world-class AI knowledge research innovation ecosystem. You are executing on that vision. I'm also inspired, we also all are very much inspired by your commitment to raise 1 million AI talents in 10 years. We are 5 years into it. Let's see what the next 5 years look like. I know that Data Science Nigeria is also going through a transition. You talk about the global expansion beyond Nigeria, sustainability and social enterprise activities, and also the consultancy supported model. So best wishes to Data Science Nigeria for all of that. It's wonderful to be part of the advisory board and to contribute on that level. Congratulations once again to Bayu. Congratulations to Data Science Nigeria. You're clearly a shining example of what can be achieved on the African continent. So best wishes for the future. Thank you very much.
Wow, 5 years already. How time flies when you're vision-led. Data Science Nigeria has been phenomenal in promoting the big data and data science approach to solving Nigeria's business and social developmental problems. From the artificial intelligence bootcamps, machine learning sessions, to the advocacy for big data adoption in Nigeria, I am proud of the strides of DSN and its contribution to building a competitive economy. I am especially proud of Bayo Adekanbi, the visionary of DSN, who has passionately delivered on the goals of deploying innovative, credible, and world-class interventions that would ensure that this initiative will be sustainable and have a greater impact on us all. ProShare has been privileged to be a partner in progress, supporting the growth of the DSN in the last 5 years, and I want to reassure you and the data science community of a commitment to this strategic and mutual beneficial partnership. Happy anniversary.
All right, so good evening, everyone. Good evening. Please kindly confirm that you can hear me. Let me see your reaction in the chat room. Good evening, everyone. My name is Anu Oyeniro. I'll be facilitating today's event. You're welcome to DSN, Data Scientists Network Research Masterclass. We're happy to have everyone here. Please kindly drop where you're joining us from today. From Lagos, from Accra, from whichever part of the world you're joining. Please kindly just drop. Let's see reactions of people joining us. Let's know where you're joining us from. Good evening. So, like I said, my name is Anu Oyeniro, and I'm glad to have you, everyone, on board today. So this is DSN, Data Scientist Network, formerly known as Data Science Nigeria. Before we kick off this session, I'll just quickly run through some of the event rules, and I would love for us to adhere to these rules for us to have a fantastic session. So the first rule goes thus. Please kindly ensure that you mute your mic when you're not speaking. Ensure that you leave your video off to save your data. Please ensure that you use the headset or earphone if possible so that you can listen to us and hear us clearly. Ensure that you raise your hand, use your raise hand button for questions when needed, and alternatively, you can comment in the chat session. So you're welcome to DSN. This is Data Science. This is Data Scientist Network, formerly known as Data Science Nigeria. So quickly, I'm going to be running through the event agenda of this session.
Anu, we can't hear you. Please activate your microphone.
Oh, apologies for that. Thank you very much, Dr. Sufyan. So please confirm that you can hear me now. Let me see that reaction that you can hear me now.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Thank you very much. So I'll just move quickly into the event of today because of time. So I'm going to be taking the welcome address. So I'll move quickly into the welcome address, then we can pick up this session. So you're welcome to Data Scientists Network, formerly known as Data Science Nigeria. So Data Scientists Network is saddled with the responsibility of raising 1 million artificial intelligence talent across Africa, and we are really committed to doing this through different channels, which some of my colleagues are going to be speaking to. What are you to probably expect today? Today is meant to help you drive the understanding of research, how to write an academic research, and how to write research that is in line with global best practice. We have in the house in person of Dr. Sufyan, who would be coordinating and be speaking to us as to what it means to write a global and a standard research. Also, we have some guest speakers in the house who are going to be answering questions across different things, why you need to write research, what and how you go about writing research, and the importance of doing research. So please sit back and make sure that you enjoy this session. I can assure you that this session has quite a whole lot of things that you'd gain and you experience at the end of this session. And I'm sure that at the end of this session, you'll be able to put quite a lot of things together and you can kick off your research journey. Thank you very much. And you're welcome to Data Scientists Network, formerly known as Data Science Nigeria. Please stay tuned for the next agenda. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I'll be moving on quickly into the next point of our agenda. The next point of our agenda is talking about Data Scientists Network. I once talked about Data Scientists Network. So I'll be bringing on one of my colleagues now who will do justice to explaining who we are in Data Scientists Network, DSN, and what we do, what we are and what our focus is. And to do that, I'm going to be bringing on Fumini. So Fumini is a community manager who manages some of our communities. So Fumini, please confirm that you're on the call already.
Yes, I am, Anu.
Awesome. So Fumini will be taking over from here. Fumini, over to you.
Thank you so much, Anu. As Anu has said, we are welcome to Data Scientist Network, and who we are at DSN really is the biggest AI ecosystem in Africa, learning, research, and innovation ecosystem. And this is seen and evidenced in our commitment to raising 1 million AI talent and building AI solutions that improve the quality of life and well-being of 2 billion people in emerging markets. Yes, and this our renewed focus will be seen us delivering through research, community, and product development. So that's why we are on this call. One of the key things that we are focusing on in the next years is research. So once again, welcome to DSN. Next slide. Next slide. Okay, so our dedicated AI research lab is located in Yaba, Lagos, where we produce and do cutting-edge research in artificial intelligence, data science, analytics, and my colleagues will speak to that later on. So yes, we have a physical building situated at Yaba, Lagos for anyone who would love to visit. Next slide. All right, so our dual business model for global impact is going to be evidenced in the following areas where we will be focusing. One of such is career tech, in fintech, retail tech, ed tech, platform tech, and health tech. So if you fall within any of these areas, stay tuned on the call for exciting news about how you can apply research and also produce award-winning papers in these areas. Next. Next slide. Okay, so allow me to introduce you to the Dsn community. I'll be bringing on one of my colleagues as well who will be doing that, speaking to that. Babatunde and Jeremiah, please confirm if we have you on the call.
Thank you, Fumini, for that. I think we're experiencing a bit of glitch, technical with this very transition. So please confirm if you can hear us, Jeremiah. So if not, okay, thank you very much. So apologies for that too. Jeremiah will be taking this this next session, which is about Dsn Community. Over to you, Jeremiah.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Dsn once again. I will be talking about Dsn Community. As we all know, Dsn Community is the bedrock of Dsn. Our community is the core of our organization here in Dsn. So here in Dsn, we are so big on community, and our vision of raising 1 million AI talents in 10 years can only be enabled and achieved as we continue to train and equip talent across Africa with our AI Plus community. Some of my colleagues will be dropping the link to join the Dsn community in the chat room. And our community is a vast and wide, and it provides access to diverse opportunities like trainees, mentors, and professionals. And as you can see on the screen, these are the diverse community that we have. And it's cut across every different sphere. If you are a professional, a student, a researcher, ladies, we have a community for you. Don't worry, there's a community for you here. And also, next slide, please. Next slide. And before that, please go back. Sorry, our calendar. So okay, so this is what our calendar look like. This speaks to our activities that we have throughout all the years. This is what the calendar looks like. Different categories, like we have an event for the campuses, cities, professionals. So everything on this calendar talks about the diverse categories that we have in the Dsn community. Next slide, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jeremiah. So you heard it there. So Jeremiah spoke to our Dsn community. So I think during the introduction to Dsn community, there are 3 things that we should probably have just emphasized, which I'm going to be emphasizing more on. So Dsn Data Scientists Network, we're focused. We have, upon our transition, what we did was to put together 3 major focus, which would be the carrier of what we're going to be doing in the next 5 years. And one of those things, the first is community. So community, which involves learning practices across different regions. And a community, as said by Jeremiah, involves quite a lot of persons, ranging from our professionals to our ladies, our kiddies, and I mean, everyone here. You have a community that you can really associate with. We have community of startups. If you're a business owner, you're an executive, you're trying to start a business, we have a community for you. So please do well to make use of the link. Do well to make use of the link that we have in the chat section to join our community. Our community has everything you need, and we are so much sure that upon joining the community, you can have access to everything you want to in our Dsn. So thank you very much, Jeremiah, for that. Also, one core thing to also speak to is the fact that aside our community, we are also an organization that loves to partner. So we are open to partnership across different regions, starting from AI and data related in our space. We are open to partner with quite a lot of persons. If you have any opportunity that you feel or anything that you feel you want to partner with Dsn, please kindly go ahead and share a mail with partnership@dsn datasciencenigeria.ai. and we'll be ready to pick up conversations from there. And finally, also upon for our evolution, which we've done for the past 5 years, we've had reasons to really transition into a product organization. We have products which Fumini spoke to, ranging from career tech to ed tech to med tech, agri tech, and quite a lot of them, because we are a tech organization. So we make use of technology to drive impactful solutions. So thank you very much for that, Fumini and Jeremiah. So quickly, I'm going to be moving into Dsn research. So in order to speak to this, like we know, this session is basically talking about our Dsn Research Masterclass. We want to let everyone on this call understand, and people that can hear me, understand the quality and how to do a global and a standard research. So in speaking to DSN research, I'm going to be calling one of my colleagues, in person of Mary and Okoyemi. So Okoyemi might probably just kick off, so to take us through what DSN research is about. So quickly into DSN research, we're going to be talking about, we'll start with some of the awards. I mean, what we have done in DSN in terms of awards. So we have quite a lot of things that we have done in terms of award under research. So I'll ask Okoyemi to speak to that. So David, if you're ready, please you can move to the next and Okoyemi can take up. Hi Okoyemi, please confirm that you're ready.
Thank you, Anu. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to be talking majorly about DSN research achievements and contributions. Like Anu has already said, this event is basically for you to understand and improve your research skills. First, we have two major strategic knowledge partners in the research team, which is Dr. Ellen and Prof. Ellen and Prof. Al Chan. I'm going to be next slide. And also, DSN research we've received several research posters from our community members. These are some of the research posters from our community members in the past boot camps, and this is something we want to continue in terms of collaborating with our community members to produce research papers that are international conference worthy. Next slide. Yes, these are some of our research awards. DSN is the #1 in the Artificial Intelligence Community and Solution Delivery Network in Africa. We won the Material Impact Award at Deep Learning in Daba in 2019. Next slide. Another award we won was, we've won several other awards in terms of academic paper presentation at different global scientific and practitioner AI conferences. These are images from some of the conferences we've attended and presented our papers. DSN also won the Best Academic Poster at the 21st edition of Global Economic and Computation Conference. Next slide. DSN also was the only African finalist at the 2021 X Prize competition on building advanced AI algorithm to address COVID-19. Also, we have two products that were initiated and developed by DSN, and these were selected in the 2021 Global Top 100 AI Products by UNESCO. And these are some of our research that became products. Also, we worked on applying artificial intelligence to African fashion. We can see several images. Next slide. Okay, we worked on different applications of artificial intelligence to fashion, African fashion. We have AfriRazor, which was a model to remove background and skin from traditional images, and we also have AfriGAN, which is a generative adversarial network application that also generates several images of African fashion styles. Also, I'm speaking to some of our recent research works. We have Niger NER, which was presented at EACL, that's Association for Computational Linguistics. Is an app that identifies named entity in sentences. We have that for different languages. We built a model to identify that for 5 Nigerian languages, which is Yoruba, Nigerian English, Igbo, Hausa, Also, we presented some of our papers in the recent ICLR conference. We presented a paper on applying AI to family planning behavioral changes, and we also presented a paper in terms of speech recognition for Nigerian accented educational content. We've also worked on crowdsourcing projects where we presented a framework for building and managing digital crowdsourcing communities. We also have several other papers at NIRIPS. At NIRIPS last year, we presented a paper where we were trying to analyze the conversation that was popular on Twitter during the NSAS, and we were able to also present a paper on presenting a model for catalyzing artificial intelligence for social good. So these are some of the research projects we've worked on, and we are also looking to contribute more and also collaborate with our community members. Thank you, Anu.
Thank you very much, Okwe Yemi. Thank you very much. You're welcome to Data Scientist Network once again. This is the Dsn Research Special Masterclass, which we have for everyone. So please stay tuned to understand quite much on this. In the meantime, we're going to be moving quickly to our first panel session. And for the first panel session, we have some of our guest speakers who are readily available. They are readily available to help discuss on quite a lot of things that we need to know. I mean, as to the importance of research and why we need to do research. So shortly, I'm going to be asking my colleagues who would go ahead and anchor this session. So before then, let me ask if Folashewa is ready. Folashewa, are you ready? Mary, please confirm that you're also ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so thank you very much. So let me also confirm that we have some of our panelists who are also joining. So the panelists for this very session are going to be talking on the importance of research. I mean, why is it very important to write research? Why is it important to do research? And, also going to be explaining to why get involved in research. I'm sure a lot of us are currently looking forward to why we need to do research and the importance of doing that very research. So please stay tuned. We have all of our guest speakers who would definitely speak to that. So please, can you help confirm that we have Dr. Sekinat on the call? Dr. Sekinat, do we have her on the call now? Please, team, I would need your assistance here. Please confirm that we have her on the call while I read her profile. So Dr. Sekinat is a computer science lecturer and machine learning researcher. She's a girl, child, and women mentor, member of Women in Machine Learning, Women in Music Information Retrieval, high goals and target-driven, compassionate, fast learner, and deeply committed to research, which spans information retrieval, data science, and machine learning. She's open to new ideas and a good team player, and can also start independent research. She has collaborated and worked on different research within Nigeria and globally, and she's recently working on making a machine learning pipeline fair, ontology and vocabulary building, and curriculum and course content development with Bodana. Please, let's celebrate Dr. Sekinat Folorunsho in the chat room. Let's celebrate her. A very strong and solid woman in the machine learning and artificial intelligence space. Please, let's celebrate her. Let's celebrate her. Let me just get a reaction in the chat room if you are sure that you are really so much more impressed with what Dr. Sekinat Folorunsho has done. Thank you. So we're going to have Dr. Sekinat. So quickly, I'm going to move to the next person. The next person is Dr. Henry Obundo. So Dr. Henry is a human-focused learning designer and developer with over 16 years in the teaching learning environment and over 10 years of experience in creating edtech learning solutions that are focused on solving learning problems in academia and industry. He's a learning experience designer and developer. He's into learning science, digital learning, e-learning design, development technology, and learning technology, as well as educational technology. In the edtech space, he's deep and well-rooted in learning theories and principles, which help him to switch easily among these strategies. Dr. Henry has quite a lot of strategies, such as pedagogy, and utagogy, based on need analysis. He has explored various instructional design models, such as ADI, TEMS, Govind Sami, Design Thinking, ROC model, ICT, CFT, calculation. So he's done quite a lot of models to implement edtech projects and designs. He has trained instructional design lecturers, teachers, and professionals on solving from Nigeria's system of over 1,000 participants. Please, let's give it up for Dr. Henry, as he's also joining us. He's also in the house. Please, let's celebrate Dr. Henry. Let's celebrate Dr. Henry in the chat room. Let's celebrate Dr. Henry. This is very glad. We're very glad to have Dr. Henry. So Dr. Henry is an instructional design and strategic consultant, the Scientist Network. Welcome. Quickly, I'm going to be moving to the next person who would be on our panel session today. So please, to the next slide. So I'm going to be moving to the next person, and the next person that will be sitting on our panel today also would be Mr. Moshood Yahaya. So Moshood is a passionate, reliable professional with multiple years of experience, wholly dedicated to using data to provide insight and make informed decisions, with creative problem-solving approaches to tackling challenges. Expertise is placed within market analysis, forecasting, making informed decisions, business intelligence, business process optimization, revenue assurance, performance analysis, and customer need assessment. Is an decision-making processes. He has functioned in various capacities in the data space, from being a risk analyst to performance and business analyst, data scientist, and as a machine learning engineer. He has written several AI-related blogs and is currently researching on the application of AI in the healthcare as part of the Data Science Network Research Initiative. He is passionate about giving back to people and is currently a mentor at the Open Classroom, the Akinfalabs Foundation Data Science Network in personal and group capacities, and is the African Canadian AI and Data Innovation Consortium and the University of Bradford Peer Assisted Learning Group. Please kindly let's celebrate Mr. Moshood Yahaya. Let's celebrate Mr. Moshood Yahaya, who is also going to be part of our panelists today. So quickly, I'm going to hand over to my colleagues, Folashewa and Mary, to take on and put together our panelists' questions that our panelists would love to help us answer. So Mary, are you available now? Are you ready? Please confirm that you are ready.
Yes, I am.
Folashewa, please confirm also that you are ready. Okay, so please,
I'm ready.
Can you take on that? Over to you. Thank you.
All right, welcome everyone. I am Mary, a researcher at Dsn. Hello, Dr. Sekinat. Can you hear me? Hello, Dr. Sekinat. Okay, so I think, okay, Dr. Henry, are you on the call, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, Mr. Moshood, are you here, please? You just want to confirm that.
Okay, so Mary, I think we can probably just start off with
Okay, we'll just start with Dr. Henry then.
Hello.
Welcome, Dr. Sekinat.
Yes.
Welcome. Yeah, welcome, Dr. Sakinat. Yes. Okay, so I'll just start with Dr. Sakinat first. So, yes. So, Dr. Sakinat, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Hi, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening. Thanks for being here today. So, we have a topic here actually for today. So, coming from an educational background and also a lecturer in Olabisi Onabanjo University. So the topic here is, why do you think people should get involved in research?
Yeah. Hi, hello everyone. I am thrilled and excited to be here today, and I also want to congratulate Data Science Nigeria for the good work they are doing. And I know that they are getting closer to achieving their mission. So thank you, everyone. Now, talking about research, I'm not going to go into the academic details for now, but talking about research, basically or literally, what it means is that you want to know things around you and how to improve things, make them get better, make the world a better place. So we have so many reasons for going into research, and I'm just going to highlight just a few. One of them is you quench your thirst. You know, you develop curiosity about so many things like why does a certain thing happen at a certain time? Before you can draw your conclusion, you need to put in some research into the work, and it also expands your knowledge base, and it gives you a kind of latest information, and it helps you build credibility. It satisfies your curiosity because everybody gets that curiosity at a point in time, wanting to know why certain things happen, or wanting to know why a lot of people are doing things in a certain way. And another reason could be, when you are writing a research or when you are in a particular research area, you narrow your scope down, unlike when you go into everything at a time. And it also teaches you better discernment. Discernment means when you get a good knowledge of what goes on around you, then you can discern so many things, make decisions, and make good decisions. It also introduces you to new ideas, new things, new things, out of curiosity. And it also helps you with problem solving. You solve problems, or you increases or it enhances your analytical skill. And then lastly, every career generates data, and it's data that helps shape research.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Sakinat. That's really interesting actually, because expanding knowledge base, getting latest information from research, satisfying curiosity. So that's interesting because that's one of the especially satisfying curiosity is really one of the reasons why I'm in research right now. So yes, Dr. Henry. So Dr. Henry, with your experience in EdTech and also in research so far, what do you agree with what Dr. Sakinat say, or what's your opinion on why people should actually get involved in research?
Yes, I quite well agree. Thank you very much for that question. I quite well agree with Dr. Sakinat. I just need to a little bit expand it a little bit in the area of from all other angles. I will be speaking a little bit about the philosophy and underneath research. And very simple, I have like 4 questions that I want to ask everyone. And if you can answer some of these questions, I'm very sure that you're already doing research. Number 1 question I would like to ask is how many things or scenes, events images and concepts you have seen today, or either you have seen it or you have heard it or you have read it today. If I'm very sure a lot of us will have seen a lot of scenes, a lot of images and events, and that's the first one. Number two is that how many of those things that you have seen today, you have heard today, and you have read today, have you thought about, or you have reflected on, or you have gone back to check on all of those things? And if I want to take a poll on that, it will probably 0.5% or 1%. Then the third question that I would like to ask every one of us on this call is how many of those things that you have thought about, that you have reflected about, or that you have gone back on them, how many of them have you written down? Then if you're able to answer that question, then it takes me to the next question, which is how many of those things that you have written down have you shared in the public domain? So this fourth question, it's fundamentally talking about research. It's talking about all of those four questions are talking about research. So I quite well agree with what Dr. Sekina had said. But for me, I will say that one of the reasons why people go on research is to add value to products, services, processes, models, and systems. And some of these value additions that will probably have come out from research findings and research ideas will definitely solve human-related problems. So I quite well agree with her, but I can just take that a little bit further. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Henry, for that. Okay, so for the next topic, I'll be calling on Folashewa. So, yeah, Folashewa, are you here?
Yes, I'm here, Mary.
Okay, go back to you.
All right, thank you, Mary. Good afternoon, Dr. Sekinat. I'm Folashewa, Research and Innovation Intern at Dsn. So, Dr. Sekinat, being a lecturer, I'm sure you have mentored lots of students. You probably know that more than 80% of these students shy away from research. What can you say about the importance of research with respect to these students who shy away from it? In other words, I'm trying to tell you that what do you think the students are missing out when it comes to research? Hello, Dr. Sekinat, are you there?
Hello, I'm here. Somebody mute me, so I really have to wait for them to mute me before I can talk. Yes.
All right, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Adishima. See, research is something beautiful that it takes you from your comfort zone or from probably something known to something unknown, and you meet a lot of beautiful things on your way, and also some obstacles. And my experience with students pertaining to research is that one, they shoot themselves in the leg before they get there. Some of them are afraid that research is something out of their league or is something too big for them to achieve. But if I put my foot down and some of them actually get themselves into the research, at the end of the day, they come out with something very beautiful. But the greatest obstacle that students encounter is they always tell me they don't like to go into literature. How can you do research without going into the literature? You stand on the shoulders of giants. You read far and wide before you know the next thing to do or where to bridge the gap in literature. But some of the things that they are missing out, one, they have their own curiosity. You will never be able to satisfy your curiosity. And there's something they call conscience. Keep thinking you that you will never know whether this could be right or wrong to carry out your research. If you carry out your research, you might be contributing something beautiful to the society, making the world a better place, just like a data science Nigeria is doing. Then also you are missing out on documenting your findings. Some students believe only in the hands-on aspect of machine learning and AI. they do a lot of coding, they do a lot of product development, but at the end of the day, they don't document their work, and nobody gets to know what they have done. Their work stays in the wardrobe, their data stays in the wardrobe, but we know that for every research, for every career needs data, and the data they obtain, once they don't publish it, it stays in their wardrobe, and nobody gets to know the beautiful work they have done. So those are the three major things that students miss out if they don't carry out their research. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sekinat. You are absolutely right about that. Over to you, Mr. Moshood. I'm really well looking through your profile. As a ML engineer at the University of Bradford, how has research helped you? Can you please elaborate on it?
Okay, thank you very much. I'll take a bit of point from what the first two speakers have said. It helps to enlarge your knowledge base, and it helps to deepen your knowledge horizon. You could be a subject matter expert just by the virtue of placing high level of importance in research, and that helps you to build your knowledge base. I mean that's not just for the want of it, but it's also capitally, which is the most important thing for me, and which is the most vital also for a data scientist or machine learning professional. It helps to build your problem-solving attitude, and this stems from having a 360 attitude to a particular problem in view, looking at it from what's being done by other people, what is the global best practices on every idea and principle, what have people done on such thing, what have you done, and what do you want to improve on what people have done, and then that goes towards applying it to the particular subject in hand, and then in an holistic way coming to solve a problem. And the plus of it is what Dr. Sekinat has said. The plus is having to now publish your idea. So, I mean, it's an all-encompassing thing. Builds your problem-solving attitude, helps to be well represented, and have your voice on critical subject matter. And also, another plus is the fact that for emerging individuals, you get to have a mentor to understudy whilst carrying on research by the means of having a supervisor or whatever at different stages of your life. Yeah, I mean, that's my contribution now for now.
All right, thank you, Mr. Moshood. Over to you, Mr. Anu.
Thank you very much, Folashewa, Mary. Thank you very much. So thank you very much, Dr. Sekinat. Thank you very much, Dr. Henry, and thank you very much, Mr. Moshood. You've done quite a lot of big justice to those questions. I'm sure quite a lot of everyone on the call would have loved to really get to understand that more, but at least there's an understanding of why we should do research and the importance of doing research. So quickly, in order not to take our time, I'm going to be moving to the next point on our agenda, which is the Research Masterclass itself. And our lead speaker today is our Research and Innovation Lead. Please, can you move to the next slide, please? So our Research and Innovation Lead at Data Scientists Network will be taking us on the Research Masterclass session. Like I said, there's no other person other than our Research and Innovation Lead in person of Dr. Sofian Yuri. Please, to the next slide, please. So I'll just quickly read through his profile. This is like a summary of his profile. I'm sure he's going to explain in details much more about himself. Dr. Sofian is a scientist who has worked in the research, in the R&D, I mean research and development, and as a scientific consultant for a multinational corporation. Machine learning, deep learning, AI, and natural language processing are his research interests. His PhD research focused on deep learning techniques in automatic speaker recognition. He manages Dsn French expansion into the North Africa and other French-speaking countries in West and Central Africa by developing specialized introductory AI and data science content and live classes in the French language please let's appreciate Dr. Sufyan in the chat room. If you are happy to see that DSN is expanding into the Francophone countries, and we are taking the gospel of AI to West and Central African countries also. Please let me see your reaction. If you are much happy there, please let's just appreciate Dr. Sufyan. So, Dr. Sufyan, please confirm that you are available and you're ready now.
Yes, I know I'm available right now.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sufyan. So I'll be handing over to Dr. Sufyan in the next minute. So please take time to relax and follow through on the class. And I'm sure at the end of this session, we'll have so much more that we would have learned from Dr. Sufyan. Over to you, Dr. Sufyan. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anu. Thank you so much. I'm going to share my screen right now. Okay, please confirm that you can see my screen. Okay, so thank you so much, Anu. Thank you so much for everyone. So I'm really happy because we have a lot of attendees for this research masterclass. We have a lot of countries, a lot of people from a lot of countries. So we have Nigeria, we have Morocco. I can see some of my students here in this research masterclass. We have Ghana, Kenya, US, UK, South Africa, Liberia, and a lot of countries. So I'm really happy because I can see that a lot of people are getting more interested in research and want to make impact and want to make themselves researchers and want to make the difference. So this research masterclass is going to be over 6 weeks. This is the first week, but this first week won't be something big if we talk about theory and practice, but it's going to be just an introduction for all of you so you can be more interested in the next few weeks. Okay, so I will just give you a brief introduction about me and about my career. So my name is Sufyan Houri. I have a PhD in computer science. I'm from Morocco, and I will talk a little bit about my academic pathway. So in 2010, I've got my baccalaureate in physics. In 2014, I've got my bachelor in computer science. And in 2016, I've got my master's degree in intelligent systems and networks. And in 2021, I've got my PhD in computer science and exactly in a subject which is a study of different techniques of deep learning in automatic speech recognition. So all my diplomas are from the University Sidi Mohammed bin Abdullah of Fez from Morocco. So I'll talk a little bit about my professional pathway. So in 2019, I've been working as a data scientist and the teaching assistant in a PhD visiting student. It was a mobility in Ireland. So I've been working as a data scientist and then teaching assistant. I've taught master students a Python course. In 2020, I've been working in Leighton, France as a research and development consultant. And in 2021, I came back to Morocco to work as a commissioner judicial in computer science in the Ministry of Justice. And now I'm working as a lecturer in computer science at the University Qadi Iyad of Marrakesh, and I'm leading now the Dsn Research and Innovation. Okay, that's a little bit about my career. Okay, so you gotta ask, or I can ask, why this master class is important. Okay, so I've read a lot of you, around 1,000 people who have registered to this masterclass, and I read all your interest and your expectations of this masterclass. So, but why this is important? Why this is really important? So, okay, so when we do research, so we'll have more papers, of course, and we'll make impacts. Okay, so we have to do research. Why? To have more papers, and having more papers equals making more impacts. Let's say, for example, you are a startup, or you are a PhD student, or you are anyone who is interested in research. Let's talk, for example, for a startup. When a startup is doing research, it will make more papers. It will make more impacts over the internet. It will gain clients. It will have a large visibility over the business area. Yeah. So if you are good developing an idea, you can do great with publishing it. For example, an engineer who is good developing an idea, he will do great with publishing it. For example, if someone, for example, publishes an idea, he will get feedback from the research community. He will get maybe positive reviews or negative reviews, but its idea will be developed in the future by the research community. This is the interest of doing the research. So everyone who is in this meeting, on everyone working at Dsn, everyone doing PhD, everyone doing something, should have the spirit to turn an idea into a program, then into a research paper. So anyone can make a program, anyone can develop an algorithm, anyone can do something that will have an impact. But we should have this spirit to share this idea, to be reviewed by people, to be developed by the community. So to do this, we have to do research papers. This is the idea of doing research papers. In this masterclass, we learn how to be pragmatic, efficient, and punctual. Because I remember when I was doing my PhD, I haven't that spirit, and I haven't the pathway. I don't know which pathway to follow to do the research. So I wasn't, let's say, I wasn't good in the beginning doing the research. So we have to be pragmatic. We will learn how to read the most important information, to take the most important information from articles. We'll learn how to read articles, how to write articles, of course, but in a pragmatic and efficient way, in a punctual way. So this is the idea of this masterclass. It's gonna be something like a boosting. Will boost the I'd say the PhD period into a 6 weeks period. So everyone within this meeting, so everyone within this meeting, or everyone within this masterclass, will learn how to write a paper after the end of this 6 weeks. Or we'll take this challenge, all of us, so we'll take it to write papers within or over this 6 week masterclass. Okay, so this masterclass will help us to change the way of saying things. Will help us to, when I see an idea, I will have automatically the reflection or how to transform it into a research paper. So this is the idea. To summarize all of that, we will know how to invent, we know how to do, but we learn how to publish and repeat. Okay, so we will learn the whole process. Okay. When we talk about research, we are talking about PhD research. So I will just summarize in a few words what people are doing in their PhD research. Okay, I will just summarize that. So PhD thesis should be accomplished within a period of 3 to 6 years. For example, here in Morocco, the period is between 3 and 6 years. And I think that this is a general idea of all over the world. For example, in the first year, a PhD student should do a bibliographic study. So he will read papers, he will summarize them, and he will try to look for every important information. Okay, so this is for in the first year. So after that, he will come with let's say a book with that gathers a lot of papers. Okay, and the second year, he will reduce the field of study. So in the first year, he's reading everything, so he's reading in general. But in the second year, he will be interested in only a field of study. So he will reduce the field of study. After that, should come with an idea, develop that idea, do some experimentations, have a results, of course, and write a paper about it. Publish the paper and repeat the process. Okay? And the third year, we start writing the thesis reports. This thesis report in general is a set of the whole papers that he did in the first and the second year, and then he will defend this thesis. This procedure will do it for 6 weeks. Okay, we'll try to do it for 6 weeks. So this is the goal of this masterclass research. So the agenda of the masterclass research. So this is the first week. This is just an introduction. We are not doing anything big within the. I'm talking about what I'm presenting right now. And the second week, we'll know how to conduct a bibliographic study, how to look for articles, where to find articles, how to read articles, how to summarize them. This is the second week. We'll do this within the next week. Okay, so it's gonna be 1 hour masterclass session. And the third week, we'll try how to start writing an academic paper. Where to start? What is the structuring of writing an academic paper? In the fourth week, we'll try to write methodology, results, and discussion. These are the parts of the article. The fifth week, we'll try to write how to write the introduction, and the sixth week, we'll try how to write the abstract and the conclusion. And also, we'll give a bonus, let's say a bonus, to how to find the suitable journal to publish your paper and the good fit for your paper. How to maybe you're gonna publish it within a journal, and maybe we're gonna publish it within a conference or present it within a conference. So we'll see all of that. Okay. Yeah. Last thing, I'm going just to talk about academic literacy. What is academic literacy? Why is academic literacy different from let's say regular articles or something like that? So academic literacy refers to being proficient in reading and writing. Okay, reading both reading and writing about academic subjects, which means that being able to discuss and analyze a subject formally, in a formal words, not let's say normal English or something, but informal English. Okay, so in general, an academic paper is divided into 6 parts. The first one is the abstract. The second one, introduction, related work, methodology, results, and discussion. We'll see that within this 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 structure. So we have the abstract, we have the introduction. So in the introduction, we start from the general and we are getting more specific. So, and this specific one is the methodology, which consists of your contributions. So then we discuss the results and we present the results and discuss them. And we start from the specific and we try to generalize, okay, until arriving to the conclusion. We will see every part of this, let's say, this structure within the next few weeks. Okay, so the next week we'll try how to read the article, where to find the article, how to search for them, how to find it, etc. So this is the general idea of this masterclass research. And by the end, I say that for everyone who is interested, try just to do a, let's say, a game. Try to write a paper. So within this week, try to find a subject of interest, a domain of interest, and try to apply all of what we will learn together and do by the end a research paper. Yeah, so this is the idea. So you can see here my emails. You can contact me for everyone. I will just ask me or anything else. So I'm happy to help. I'm happy to have contacts. I'm happy to share anything and to work with anyone who is interested in research. Thank you so much. So I know the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Dr. Thank you very much, Dr. Sufyan. It's been a very good introductory class. Please let's appreciate Dr. Sufyan in the chat room if you really enjoyed that. Let's appreciate Dr. Sufyan. For me, this has actually pushed so much more interest in wanting to write research for me. I mean, starting from the quote, the more we do research, the more we have more papers and the more we have impact. So if you have been able to pick one or two things, please kindly go ahead and drop it in the chat room. Let's see what you're able to pick within the short time that I did that. Please let's see feedback. I'll be reading those feedback shortly. So I can say thank you, Dr. Sufyan from Adeyemi Bensin, from Tobiloba says thank you, Dr. Sufyan. So let's have a few things that people have that you've read. I mean, things that you're sure that you're able to pick from what Dr. Sufyan spoke about. Let's see that. Let's just get, yes, good one, Dr. Sufyan. So I can see invent, do, publish, and repeat. PCUR. Thank you very much, Peace. That shows you're very hands-on in that class. You really took time to pick all those things. Thank you. You need to read papers so you can pick a research gap to fill. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So that's pretty much nice. Let's keep it coming. Flowchart of writing research paper and bibliography study. Thank you, Akonwo Ahmed. Yes, thank you. Let's keep it coming. That shows we're really involved. So be pragmatic, efficient, and punctual from Gabriel. Gabriel, thank you very much for taking time to listen. Clement Pyle says, research helps to change our perception on how we see things. Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Sufyan. So feedback are coming in. So the yearly breakdown is great. Awesome. Yes, David Folorunshaw says the yearly breakdown is great. So this I should reiterate one of the things that Dr. Sufyan said. This research masterclass is going to be 6 weeks. Please kindly take note of that. For the next 6 weeks, we're going to have access to this special masterclass, which is going to take us through on how to write academic research paper. And we are blessed to have Dr. Sufyan in our midst, who is going to be championing that, and is going to be taking us through. Olufemi Osunuga says, thanks to Dr. Sufyan for yearly analysis of PhD, while Olawale Olushola says, spirit to turn an idea into a program, then into a research paper. Awesome. So one of my colleagues is going to be dropping the link both on the chat link for Zoom and YouTube. And Hi to some of our colleagues, so some of our participants who joined us on YouTube. We are feeling you here. Thank you very much for joining this session. So they're going to be dropping a link shortly to capture your questions. So do well to just go through that link, drop your questions, and we're going to be attending to the questions during the Q&A session. So we're going to be moving into, when we move into the Q&A sessions, we'll take out time to answer your questions. We have quite a lot of guest speakers who are still on the call, and Dr. Sofian also will be very much here to answer your questions. So without further ado, I'm going to be moving into the next point on our agenda, which is our next panelist session. So we're going to be having a panelist session. We're going to be having the second panel session, which we expect questions which have been collected earlier on to be attended to, just like we had the other time. And to take this, I'm going to ask that we put forward, please, can I have this pushed out, the list of some of our panelists who are currently on the call. Let's have them, let's confirm that we have them on the call. Apologies for that. So we're just going to have panelists on the call just now. So quickly, we're moving into the second panel session. And the second panel session, like I said, is going to be taking care of why should you get involved in research. Now, for the first panel session, we've had the importance of research and why we should get involved in research, right? We understand now, based on what Dr. Sofian has tried to explain to us. So he's taking our time to explain to us why the importance of research and why we should get involved in research. And we've taken our time to class behind the research. So this next panel session is going to be discussing why you should get involved in research. And to help us anchor that, I'm going to be introducing our speakers who are going to be on to manage why we should get involved with research. Please, can you move to the next slide? So on the call, I'm going to be introducing Oluwatoyin. Oluwatoyin has a strong passion for, Oluwayetunde. So Oluwayetunde has a strong passion for the younger generation and remains an ardent advocate for women in tech. A fundamental core passion does not stop at the idea of women in tech. It dives deeper to advocating excellence and a strong distaste for mediocrity, thereby propelling more women into long-term leadership positions. Our favorite quote is, "Let your skills speak louder than your gender." Please, let's appreciate Oluwaye today in the house. Let's appreciate her. So I'm really keen about that. So next on our board, on our panel would be Bonaventure and Bonaventure Dozu. Bonaventure Dozu is a final year master's student at Jacobs University, Bremen, a deep learning research intern at Miller Quebec Al Institute, working under the supervision of Professor Joshua Bengio and a graduate student at Google AI. His research areas include machine and deep learning and its application in core vision, natural language processing for healthcare and African languages, computational biology, network science approaches in biology and medicine. So we're going to be dropping a link to read more about him. So you're welcome. Let's welcome Bonaventure Dozu in the house. Please, let's welcome him. And also we have Chris Emezue. Chris Emezue is the founder of Lamfrica, and he's a master's student at the Technical University of Munich, studying mathematics and data science. He's dedicated to and has worked extensively on natural language processing for African languages. For example, MMT Africa, Okwegbe. He has worked as a natural language processing NLP researcher at Siemens AI Lab, LMU, Miller Quebec AI Institute, and Hugging Face. So let's make welcome Chris Emezue. Hi, Chris. You're welcome to Dsn Research Masterclass. And also, we're going to have Sebastian Obeytan. So Sebastian Obeytan is a data scientist at University of Cambridge. He's an experienced data scientist with a good track record in conceptualizing and implementing analytical insight with managerial ability to motivate a team for success. He is NLP certified, data science certified, broad-based experience with a demonstrated history of working in the financial institutions, telecommunications, and health sector. He has worked on NLP projects for financial institutions in UK on top on topic modeling, text classification, built an auto-tagging system, annotation of data, but to mention a few. He's a hands-on data expert, actively participating in global data science projects on cargo.com, Zingi Africa, and also a mentor with Dsn and Akin Falabi Foundation. He's a co-founder of Applied Artificial Intelligence Society at University of Bradford. He is data scientist at University of Cambridge, and is a graduate of London South Bank University in data science, Bradford University in Applied Artificial Intelligence and Data Analytics. He's an active member of IEE and also had both part-time and executive education in many other leading institutions, including the Institute of Business Management in Berlin, Germany. Please let's make welcome Sebastian Obeytan. Hi, Sebastian, you're welcome to DSN. Also, let's make welcome Alex Umagba. Alex Umagba is a proactive and results-driven data and business analyst with over 6 years of experience, designing models that have resulted in business development and operational efficiency. He's proficient in analyzing financial data and correlating reports to assist company decisions by recognizing patterns from business data. He's a seasoned academic whose research interests include web services, algorithm design, and sentiment analysis in the detection of online fake news. He has a total of 4 academic papers to his name. Let's appreciate him. He shares his professional affiliation with the Nigeria Computer Society, NCS, the British Computer Society, BCS, and the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, IEEE. Alex is also a member of the Data Science Network, the Applied Artificial Intelligence Society, Bradford, the Akinfa Labs Foundation, and the African Canadian AI Consortium, and the Data Innovation Consortium. Please, let's make welcome Alex Umagba. Let's appreciate Alex. Hi, Alex, you're welcome. So, without further ado, we're going to be moving quickly into the next panel session, which I said is going to be focused majorly on why you should do and you should get involved in research. To anchor this session, I'm going to be bringing on my colleagues who are going to be engaging and be facilitating this session. Hi, Amina, please confirm that you're available and you're ready. Okay, alongside Amina, Okoyemi is also going to be doing justice to this. Please confirm, Okoyemi, that you're also on the call and you're ready to take on this. And
yes,
finally, hi, Okoyemi. So, and finally, we're going to be having Damilola. Damilola will also be working with both Amina and Okoyemi to engage our speakers. So, thank you very much, and let's have the next session. Also on the panel, we're going to have Dr. Sufyan, who also would be responding to questions which has been collected. So, thank you very much. Over to you, Okoyemi.
Okay, thank you so much, Anu. I would like to know if the panelists are on the call, please. Dr. Eric, are you on the call? Just to confirm.
So I think we can probably start off with, I can confirm that we have Bona on the phone, on the call. And Alex is also on the call. So we can probably just start with that. Chris also is on the call. Yes. I can confirm that, yes.
Okay, I know, let me just start with Chris. Chris, are you on the call?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Our first question here is, how is research different from engineering? I know you've done both research and engineering. I want you to give us an insight on how research is different from engineering, or if there are similarities, you can just tell us about it. Thank you.
Okay. So based on my experience, when it comes to machine learning, the line between research and engineering is quite thin. Well, there are some notable differences. In research, you're more focused on an idea. So it's kind of like you have an idea to change something or tweak something, and you want to to show that it works. So you want to build a proof of concept. In research, you're not product based, so you're not trying to like build a product that like many people will use. You're just trying to work on an idea, either prove that it works, it's better, or maybe prove that it doesn't work or something. On the other hand, in engineering, you're sometimes, well, more often than not, you're working on a product, or you're working towards a product. Maybe like you're trying to add machine translation capabilities for a company, or you're trying to like improve the algorithm. So I think one takeaway is research not so product based, and research more product based, and then research not so product based, and engineering more product based. And the second one is research, it's okay to just have a proof of concept. Engineering, you have to remember that many people are going to like use your product, so you have to like really do it well. And that's it.
Okay, thank you so much for that. One particular thing I could bring, that caught my attention in your explanation is the fact that research is a proof of concept. You don't necessarily have to develop into a product. Thank you so much. Alex, I don't know if you're on the call. I'll direct the next question to you.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, thank you so much. The next question is, do you need a PhD to do research?
Yeah, thank you very much. Basically, yeah, it's not necessary that you must have a PhD before you can embark on a research. I think, well, one of the advantages, because I'm not trying to overrule PhD, because it's very, very important, and most organizations in research and development want people who has PhD to be part of the team. So because, I've even gone through the process of PhD when Sophian even analyzed the years and everything. In the course of that, you attend conferences, you write papers, even part of your work, you keep publishing at different fields as well. But it's not a prerequisite for you to undergo a research, because research came out of curiosity. Research came out of innovation. Research came out of knowledge gap. So if you can identify a problem and you have this curiosity to move beyond the first phase, then you can definitely embark on research. But PhD is not a criteria that you must. But the most important thing is that there should be a foundation or a background, a research background for any person who wants to go into any research. Just as we have this masterclass, which is a background to every class of persons to build up research knowledge. So, and definitely it's not a call for people to enroll for a PhD, but to build up their curiosity and move in the direction of their findings. But the most important thing is that there must be a knowledge gap, and the ability for the person to understand that there's a knowledge gap, that bets the beginning of research. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that response. Sorry, Sebastian, are you on the call? Okay, I can see that you are here. The next question is there? Okay. The next question here is, how do we choose the best research topic? Like, I'm new to research and I want to carry out a research. How do I choose a particular research topic for my research?
All right. Can you confirm if you can hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, so I'm super excited to be on this call, at least giving back to the community that molded me. So choosing an interesting research topic is one of the biggest challenge to an individual. I'm taking it first from an individual perspective, then we'll now look at it from an institution perspective. So from an individual perspective, it's kind of, you need to choose a topic that's kind of interesting to you. Because knowledge increases every second. That's the truth. Therefore, research is inevitable. Then if you want to do it, it can be frustrating, but you need to choose the topic that is best of interest so that you have a research process that is more relevant and that you care about. The next thing is to kind of narrow it down to something that is manageable within your scope. So if your topic is too broad, you find it too much information and may not be able to focus. Again, is having a background reading. Good enough, Dr. Sakinat made reference to that, reading literature of what people have already done that can help you choose and limit the scope of your topic. Then you review the guidelines on the topic selection, which you've outlined. You can as well reach out to some of the authoritarians or professors who are already in that field for a kind of suggestion. Then if as an individual, if you're in an institution, you can also refer to the institution, refer to required text or refresh the knowledge of the courses or anything that you can lay hold on. Then you talk about the research ideas with a friend. You know, he or she may be able to help you focus on the topic by discussing issues that you would not have even thought of from the onset. So thinking of the who, you think about the what, you think about the when, where, and more importantly, why question. So the why would deal with why did you choose the topic and what interests are you looking at? Or do you have an opinion about the issues involved? Then you need to look at the who in this in the context. That means the information providers on the topic and who might publish information about it, who is affected by the topic, and do you know of organizations or institutions that are already in such field or in affiliated with such topic. Then the what are the major questions for the topic. So you may look at, is there a debate about the topic? Just as Alex said concerning PhD and research. So is there a debate about it? Are there a range of issues and viewpoints to consider? Then the where is your topic important? Then you look at the when. What is the importance of the topic? Is it a current event? Is it a historic issue? Do you want to compare your topic by time period? So I think when you have all of this in view, you will be able to come up with a good research topic. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you for that pathway. I know most of our listeners have already captured a lot of things from what you and Alex have mentioned answering those questions. Amina, are you on the call? Would you like to continue with that?
Hi, Obeytan. Yes, I'm on the call.
Okay.
Okay, so the next question is there a practice within the Research Masterclass? Dr. Sufyan, would you like to take that?
Sorry, Amina, can you please repeat the question?
Oh, okay, the question says, is there a practice within the Research Masterclass?
Yes, exactly. This is what I was talking about. So I want for everyone to do practice with us. So over these 6 weeks, I want for everyone who is interested, who want to follow these 6 weeks, I want him or I want her to do as we for me personally. I will write a paper within 6 weeks. Within these 6 weeks, so I have an idea. I will write a paper within the 6 weeks, applying the same methodology that I will present, and we will do it together. So I want for everyone to do the same thing, to think about a subject of interest, and so you have 1 week to think about the subject. So for the next week, I will show you how to do some researches, how to find the best articles, how to differentiate the surveys from the regular articles so we'll do all of that. So we'll have time. So it's not theory, but a practical sessions. Thank you, Amina.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sufyan. So I think that's it. Over to you, Mr.
Yeah, thank you very much, Amina. Thank you, Okoyemi. And thank you to our esteemed guest speaker. Thank you, Mr. Sebastian. Thank you, Mr. Alex. Thank you, Mr. Chris. And thank you, Dr. Sufyan. So it's clear to say that, okay, I think I'm picking one of the things that Dr. Sekinat said earlier, talking about reproducibility, like ability to reproduce. So one of the reasons why we want to also do research is the fact that we want to be able to reproduce ideas and being able to just develop those ideas into still understanding and getting to know more about a particular topic. So like Dr. Sophia said, as he was trying to close out his remarks there, so I also understand that he said it clearly that this session is going to be a 6-week session. Please do well not to miss any. Make sure that you keep this in your calendar. It will be taking us practical questions. Practical ways of how to do research. I also understand that we still have some questions which we have put together and would love to just take them before we go. So before we go, I can still confirm, Okoyemi, can we still just take maybe 1 or 2 questions for some of our guest speakers before we move into the next point on the agenda?
Okay, yes, we can still have 1 or 2.
I'm sorry to cut in here. One of the panel speakers, Bonaventure Dosso, his name is not on the screen, but he's one of the speakers. So you could.
Okay, apologies. Thank you very much, Chris, for that heads up. So the team will just take that up. Thank you.
Oh, sorry, I apologize for that. Okay, our next question is in the chat. I saw something. Let me just read it out. Okay, there's a question here. Can HND holder in computer science go on research projects? I would like to direct that question to Bonaventure. Bonaventure, please, can you hear me?
Hi, yeah, I can hear you. Can you please repeat your question?
Okay, the question is from Adams. He said, oh, sorry. The question, I think I just missed it again. Okay, the question is from Oluwatoyin. She's asking if an HND holder in computer science can go on a research project.
Yeah, I believe the answer is yes. Like everyone previously said, research is mainly aligned with curiosity and your drive, your way to innovate, to make like discoveries. So if you have an HND in computer science, then I believe that you can just go for a research project. Of course, like also Dr. Sufyan said, I think, or Eric, if I'm not mistaken, you need to choose a good topic. Today, especially if you want to publish in a top machine learning conferences, your idea does not need necessarily to be only good. It needs to be relevant, novel enough, and also like having a significant contribution to the machine learning community. And yeah, now you can also distinguish between fundamental research and applied research. So fundamental research is where you have almost like heavy mathematics kind of things. Those are mainly what the kind of people you see in ICML, ICML, kind of things. But if it's applied, then still can get in some like entire conferences, but it's way tougher. But long story short, yes, it can. You just have to be like well defined, and you just have to make sure that you have everything you need to start the journey.
Okay. I don't know if it's from my hand or I could not hear Bonaventure clearly, or if it's the network. Please, can anybody confirm if they were able to hear Bonaventure clearly? I want to be sure the network is, I don't have issue with my network. Okay.
Yes, Okoyemi, please, we did. We heard, but not too clearly. I think he was just trying to reiterate what Bonaventure said. He's trying to, how can I write a paper? How do I select the topic? I need the best guide on how to identify my research objectives. I would say clearly that, yes, there are a lot of ways that you need to go about it. And one of the reasons why this session is put together is also to help you to go through the step-by-step reasons. I mean, ways of how to be able to write an academic paper, steps and ways at which you'll be able to achieve this feat. So please do well, like I said. Okoyemi, I don't know, are we still going ahead? Please confirm.
Okay, I think most of the questions are around how to create research, how to write, where to submit papers, and like you have already said, this will be what we'll be learning in the coming weeks, and this is something we'll be learning. So I think we can go ahead. Okay, sorry, I have a question here. I'd like to know the role AI plays in research in the coming weeks and at what stage of a research project. I'm not very clear about the question. I'd like to know the role AI plays in research in the coming weeks. Okay, I'm not very clear with the question, Bella. I don't know if you can type it again. You can make it more clear so we can provide answers to that. I think we can go ahead.
Thank you very much, Okoyemi. So I'll just take a few questions from YouTube, from some of our people on YouTube, so that we can also have questions directly addressed. So I'll just direct this to Mr. Sebastian, if he's still on the call. Please confirm that you're still on the call.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, thank you very much. So there's a question here from Muhammad Yusuf. So he's saying that why is it that research is not common among engineering graduates, unlike graduates of medical sciences? So I'm trying to see, is that relatable? Do you think it's something you want to attend?
Yes. So, I mean, there's a relationship to the first question, how is research different from engineering? You see that such that the distinction is kind of irrelevant, but the difference between the engineer and research is rather in their objectives. So when you look at the objectives that an engineering person is coming from, is kind of different from the perspective of the mindset from someone who is in the research field. So, but dealing with the challenges, that's the limits, they kind of deal with the challenges on showing the limit of the state of the art. But the goal of a researcher at that point is to understand reality. So, but for an engineer, it's just to master it. So it's something that that they need to restructure in terms of trying to make them understand that research is about pushing the boundaries of knowledge, whereas engineering itself is about increasing the capacity to act in our environment. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's spot on. So research is about pushing. I think that really answers that very bit of question. So you need to be willing to push that level of knowledge when writing research. I hope that answers your question, Muhammad. So I'll take two more before we go. So there's also another question here which I'm going to be directing to Dr. Sufyan, if he's still on the call. Dr. Sufyan, are you on the call?
Yes, I know I'm on the call.
Okay, so someone is asking that, please, what is the difference? That's Ajani Uyeshiji is asking that, please, what is the difference between a proposal and a research?
Okay, so let's say that the research contains a proposal. So the research is the whole process of reading, of looking for articles, summarizing articles, doing some experiments, writing articles. This is research. So the proposal is when you come up with in an article that illustrates a contribution. This is the proposal.
Thank you very much. So I think Ajani, that answers your question. So the research needs to be done, I mean, extensively before you're able to put together a proposal. So the research requires you to give in quite a lot of diligence, reading, and making sure that you're able to put everything you need together. So that answers that question. So maybe I'll just take one more before we go. I have Dr. Eric Sodumka on the call, who happens to be her Chief Technical Advisor. So, hi, Dr. Eric. So nice to see you. Do you want to say hello to the house?
There we go. There we go. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you. I am really excited to see the fantastic participation, almost 100 people, which I don't know why I don't just come to expect this every time. It's amazing participation, but I'm impressed yet again. Good to see you all.
Thank you very much, Dr. Eric. So I would get to say that we have over 300. So I think we have over about 150 on YouTube also streaming live. So yes. So I'm just going to throw a question to you if that's not going to be too much. So there's a question here, sort of a general question, someone asking that, please, when as a first year student, I mean an undergraduate, would it be possible for me to write a research? So please, can you help respond to that, Dr. Eric? Please confirm that Dr. Eric is still on the call. I think, I don't know.